So, you love whiskey? A lot of you probably love cigars. And I have a special guest because we're going to review this chilled humidor, so stick around. So, Bourbon Real Talk, we're here with a fellow podcaster, Bill Burchard, and he also has a podcast called Cigars, Liquor and More. And I had to have him on because if you don't know this about me, I don't smoke a lot of cigars. But this company, Needone, reached out and said, hey, if I sent you a unit, would you do a review? And I said, can I give it away to the viewers? And they said that I could. And so I decided to go ahead and do it after consulting with Wes. And Wes said, you know what? What if we had a kind of crossover episode that wasn't just about whiskey? And I was like, all right. So, that's basically what happened. So that's why we're here. So congratulations.
Sounds great.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having.
And at the end, we're going to get his information out to you so that you can, go follow his podcast and do all that stuff if you're a cigar lover. And you're going to want to stick around because we're going to have the information for the free giveaway. And there's also going to be a discount code because if you like this thing and you want to buy one, we're going to give you the opportunity to do it at a discount. The whiskey keeps the humidity inside the bottle what it needs to be to keep the cork tight. But cigars need a certain humidity. Is that correct?
Cigars need proper humidity and proper temperature.
Okay.
Those are the two bigs. The general rule of thumb is 70-70, 70% humidity, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Mm-hmm. There is fluctuations in there, of course, but that's the general rule of thumb.
Right.
And in a container such as a humidor, this one's a sealed unit, insulated. But if you have a wooden unit, then you want to make sure that everything closes real nice. Everything's the cedar inside of it's all moisturized.
Right. And so, what about sunlight? Is sunlight a problem for cigars?
Direct sunlight is a problem.
Okay.
You do not want them to come in contact with direct sunlight. They will degrade your cigars.
Okay.
Well, they'll dry them out as well. It changes the humidity inside the humidor. You don't want that.
Well, this particular unit says it'll hold 150 cigars. We're going to talk about that a little bit more later. It typically is around $260, I believe. But after discount codes and things like that, we're going to get it down below $200 for you all. So that's good.
That's excellent.
So a lot of times, Bill, people want to know what we're drinking. And I let you pick. Just so everybody knows, I did not push this on him. What did you decide to drink?
I picked the goat.
The Prideful Goat, 15 year.
The Prideful Goat, which is one of yours.
Yeah,
that you have an interest in.
I co-founded that brand. So cheers to that.
Oh, definitely cheers to that.
What do you think of this guy?
Smells good, tastes good, goes down smooth. Nice finish. Mm-hmm. Very nice finish.
Yeah.
You did excellent with this.
I wish I could take credit, but we bought whiskey that somebody else made. So it is 15 years old. I was not even involved in whiskey back then, but it is a solid pour, unfortunately. Totally sold out. So the one thing that I thought of when I saw this is, do you need to chill your cigars?
Depends upon your definition of chill.
Okay.
If you're in an environment where it's 100 degrees outside, you're outside, yes, you need to chill your cigars. If you're in your house and it's what we consider room temperature, no.
All right, Bill, so we talked about the three things, the temperature, the humidity, and avoiding direct sunlight. And you've had a chance to inspect this unit. What are some of the elements that you've seen that are designed to help this unit keep cigars safe?
Well, first off, it's insulated, and It's insulated on all four sides, especially the front. You can tell them more about the glass.
Yeah. It does have a UV protection on the glass, and it's dual pane. So there's a separation between the front and the back pane of glass, which is going to increase the insulation for the interior of the unit because of the heat and cool transfer through that space is going to be difficult.
And it makes the insulation of the door about the same as the insulation of the sides.
Right.
Another great thing about this is the seal. It's got a nice nice seal on it, goes all the way around. It doesn't have gaps on the corners, and everything that it touches, where the seal touches, is nice and smooth.
Right.
So it creates a really nice seal. There's a little magnetic action going on right there, so you feel it when you open it and close it. So you're assured, as long as that seal stays nice, that you're not going to lose any humidity or temperature through that seal. Really, humidity is the main thing that you'll be losing if that seal goes down.
Right. So, Bill, one of the things that they mentioned was that the drawers and the shelves were made out of cedar. Is that something that's important for cigars?
Cedar is one of the woods that has a good transferability of humidity. So if there's an abundance of humidity, it will absorb. If there's a lack of humidity, it will expel. And that is very important for cigars, for cigar maintenance. So if you don't want to be constantly, checking and fiddling with how much moisture is in there, cedar for your lining or for your shelves helps tremendously. Is it absolutely necessary? Probably not. But most of your higher end humidors are going to have a really nice bed of cedar in there.
Right.
In this case, it's all insulated. The sidewalls are not cedar, but the shelves are in this drawer that is in there.
Right. And I read someplace too that there's a beetle or something that can attack cigars, and that cedar is a natural repellent. Is that the
cedar's
case?
a repellent for them. Generally, these days we don't have that much of a problem
with beetles.
Yeah, but there are still blights that do happen, and you still can get them. Cedar is a natural remedy.
Right. Now, one of the things that they told me was pretty important about this unit is that it both heats and cools, and they made a point to state that even in an environment where there's extreme temperature swings. And so tell us about that as a cigar aficionado. What does that make you think of, and where you would apply this type of application?
This seems more like it'd be great for an outdoor application. So if you have an outdoor kitchen, outdoor grill area, outdoor entertaining area, this seems to be like something that would be absolutely perfect for that. Because as the temperature goes down outside, if it's got a heater in it, it can warm it up, maintain that temperature where you want it. As it gets hotter, such as it is now in the hundreds, it could cool it down and maintain that temperature. It's all about maintaining the temperature and humidity right where the cigars want it. You want to keep your cigars nice and happy.
Right.
Oh, well, hello there, you fellow bourbon lovers, you. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Anyways, I want to invite you over to the bourbonrealtalk.com store today. After the show, go check it out. We've got new merch that's just hit the shop. We've got travel cases for your wee glens and your big glens. We've got toppers for your glens as well. We've got the rocks glasses that we offer now, and all the other cool merch that you're used to seeing there. So go check it out after the show and support the channel by checking out our store and picking up a couple things and getting them on your doorstep a few days later. We can't wait for you to check out all the new merch that we've got to offer now at bourbonrealtalk.com.
All right, Bill, they have two units. This one, which they claim holds 150 cigars, and another one that's double the size that they claim holds 300 cigars. Would you put 150 cigars in here? And if not, why?
I would not. I'd probably put around 75, 100 at the most. Most of it is due to accessibility of the cigars.
Right.
The more you handle cigars, the more likely it is that you're going to damage them. So you want to be very careful when you're going through your humidor looking for your cigars, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
So one of the things you notice from this, it's got a nice shelf, a couple of them that can hold your cigars, and you got some in there.
There's the problem.
One of the things I don't particularly care for when it comes to shelves and humidors is when they do not have sidewalls, because as you can see, they can just slide right out. And as you're going through and you're trying to pick and decide what it is that you want to have or what you want to give to someone else, you need to move them, and you don't want them falling down or flipping over, or having to catch them because you might damage them.
I can imagine a scenario where this was stacked up high, and you pull it out, and the one that you want's in the bottom in the center, right?
And then you
and
wind
as
up
soon as you touch it, they all
everything
go
as you
spilling
go.
everywhere.
Yeah. So that's one of the biggies. This unit does have a shelf, a drawer. This drawer is very nice. I really like this drawer. It's got the sidewalls, what we were talking about. If it had these drawers for all three of these and the bottom, so it's got 4 spaces. Mm-hmm. If it had the drawers for all 4 spaces, I would say this would be primo.
Nice. And they also made a big deal about the digital humidity reader.
These things are really nice. You want to make sure to calibrate them. Whenever you get a humidor, you want to calibrate them. Even if the manufacturer says that they are calibrated, you still want to do calibration yourself. Boveda has a kit that will help you calibrate your hydrometer. Several other companies do as well, and there's a real simple thing that you could look up online that has to deal with salt and some moisture in a bag.
Okay.
But basically, it's making sure that your hydrometer is calibrated so that you can trust the number that's on that.
Gotcha.
These units right here that they're using, I have several of those just by themselves, and these are really good units. They're relatively inexpensive, but really good.
Really accurate. Okay. Yeah, so when they sent the unit, there's a tray that they say that you can put some distilled water in for your humidity control. And it says if your humidity gets too high, then pour some of the water out. I filled the tray up about halfway, threw it in there, and by the next day, it was up over 80% humidity, which is not good for cigars.
Right, you don't want it to be too humid.
Right, so I poured all that out, left the unit open until it dropped back down closer to 70, and then threw in the 69% Boveda packs in there. And so if you were going to use Boveda packs in a unit like this, how would you calculate how many you needed?
Well, Boveda themselves recommends that for every 25 cigars you have 1 pack. So that's the general rule of thumb. Boveda's one of the best you can get. There are other brands out there that work good as well, but they are one of the most highly well-known names. They also have packs with different humidity levels in them. So they will help regulate to that humidity level. The ones that you have in here are 69%, mm-hmm. But there are 64%. They have a range, mm-hmm. and then they have just the standard ones that they started out with that you just throw in and they just do what they do.
Right. Yeah.
You're right.
So, Bill, given that this unit is somewhere in the just below 200 range. Is this a unit that you would recommend to someone? And if so, who would be a good target audience for this?
These look really good. They're really fun, especially if somebody has a hard time maintaining their temperature, mm-hmm. which some folks do in different areas of the world. Even the US, this would be a really nice unit for that. If you want something that's less maintenance, mm-hmm. is what it comes down to, this will be a good unit for that. Mm-hmm. Once you fill it up with cigars, this thing will not have a problem maintaining humidity.
Right.
Until you get that, you're definitely gonna want to use those Boveda packs that have that have a specific target. Lack of cedar that you're getting inside the unit mm-hmm. is going to create a problem for you, or can create a problem for you until you get enough cigars in there that you've got a good exchange of humidity going on between what's in there and your reservoir.
Gotcha.
Aside from that, it's a very good unit. I love how thick the sidewalls are. I love how thick the door is. The seal is done really good. One of the things you got to watch out for when you're buying units like this is the seal. You don't want a gap where the seal seams meet. Mm-hmm. And this doesn't. Also, where the seal comes in contact with the face, you want that to be all smooth, because if it's not smooth, then you're going to lose humidity where that seal isn't contacting. And this doesn't have that. This has nice smooth sidewalls, nice seals, nice thick door, nice insulation, and I don't know if you mentioned it, but nice quiet operation. So it doesn't make a lot of noise. This is a really nice unit.
Okay. Well, I will tell you that down in the description of this video, there's going to be a coupon code. But because there are people out there that steal coupon codes, did you know coupon code theft is a problem?
I did not know that.
It is a problem. On Bourbon Real Talk, I can't do long-standing coupon codes because they get put onto these websites and then people go search before they buy stuff and they get a huge discount. And sometimes those coupon codes are associated with an affiliate link, and I have had to pay somebody an affiliate referral that actually didn't send the person to me. The coupon code just showed up on the website. In this particular case, I am not making any money for doing this review. My coupon code is just to give you, my viewers, a discount, but they are only going to leave it up for 30 days because they don't want the coupon theft to happen. So if you're watching this video after 30 days, sorry, this company does sometimes have coupon codes on Amazon, so you can still go check it out. And where do people find information about you and your podcast?
Me and a buddy of mine, Daryl, we do a podcast called Cigars Liquor and More. You can find us online at cigarsliquorandmore.com, Instagram, Cigars Liquor and More, and Cigars Liquor and More on your favorite podcast platform.
Awesome. Well, if this is your first time watching Bourbon Real Talk, I'd love to tell you about our show philosophy. We're all about bringing people together around bourbon. And that's something that's important to me because I did lose a loved one to suicide in 2014. And in the aftermath of that, I was looking for opportunities to help bring people together so that nobody had to feel alone like my brother did when he made that decision. And in that process, I got very involved in the whiskey enthusiast community, and I started seeing how whiskey was bringing people together, even people that you thought would maybe not interact with one another because they had different ideological views or different backgrounds or whatever. And I thought, this is powerful. I want to use it. In that process, though, I did also see the underbelly of social media where there were people that were being hateful to others online. We call them whiskey trolls. I don't know. Maybe their mommy didn't hold them enough when they were a baby.
Something.
I don't know what their issue is. But it made me realize that if trolls can hate you online and they don't know you, that also means that I can love you online even though I don't know you. And that's why I end every episode the same way, and that's this. If you woke up this morning and you were unsure whether or not anyone loved you, just know that I love you. We'll see you next time on Bourbon Real Talk. Cheers. Cheers. All right, so I promised you if you stuck around to the end that you get the opportunity to get this unit for free. So I feel a little bit guilty about sponsorships. I don't want you guys to think that I'm like doing this because they gave me a free unit. So I'm just going to give it away to you. So in the show description, for a period of time until it is removed, you will be able to click a link, enter your information, and after things kind of slow down on the show and everybody's had their chance to enter their name, I will go on to Bourbon Real Talk Community. I'll pull all the names into a randomizer list. I will randomize 3 times on random.org. I will announce the winner and I will reach out to you and I will ship this entire unit to you absolutely for free as a thank you for being a viewer of this channel.